So this is more of an announcement than anything else, but I don't know. I'm just really excited about this one and wanted to share my excitement with you all. Many of you will know that I've been pursuing professional voice acting these last few years, and I've been fortunate enough to play some amazing roles. Obviously, Enrico Pucci from JoJo is, peak, and I've been fortunate enough to audition for some really cool projects. And chief among them was this project called Project Windless, which actually did get publicly announced like a year ago, back in 2021, but it flew under the radar because the announcement was pretty low key, and the game was so early in development that all they had really was like concept art and stuff like that, which looked awesome, but not a whole lot of people really picked up on that. Once I got that audition, I kind of began to look into this, do a little research, and I found out about Project Windless and how it is essentially a AAA dark fantasy video game adaptation of this popular and acclaimed Korean series of novels called The Bird That Drinks Tears. It is popular specifically in Korea. Outside of Korea, I don't think a whole lot of people know about it. But Krafton, the publisher of PUBG and the upcoming Callisto Protocol, are seeing an opportunity to take this acclaimed series of novels and bring that into gaming by creating a AAA dark fantasy game around that series in the hopes that the IP can gain international spotlight, which, if that sounds familiar, if you're experiencing deja vu right now, that's kind of what happened with The Witcher, which was mainly popular initially in its homeland, Poland, as a series of novels before CD Projekt Red took The Witcher, made acclaimed video games out of it, and suddenly the Witcher IP exploded and became an international presence. And that's what Krafton aims to do with The Bird That Drinks Tears. And when I saw the design of the character, the protagonist in the audition, when I saw, the lines, and when I researched, what this novel series was about, I was immediately fascinated by the fact that it is leveraging Korean mythology and folklore. And as a Korean who's felt like, we've seen a lot of Chinese and Japanese mythology and folklore represented in gaming, we have not seen a whole lot of Korean on that front. And so this was just immediately exciting. I leaped on this audition. And, I thought I had a pretty low chance of landing the protagonist's role for this visual concept trailer that came out recently, but I actually happened to get the part. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the visual concept trailer that came out a little over a day ago as of the recording of this video, and in it, I voice Kagan Draka, the protagonist of the novels and the protagonist in this visual concept trailer. And so I kind of want to play this for you guys, react along. It's pretty surreal, like hearing my voice and my performance coming from a trailer that is just so high fidelity, high production value. It's like really beautiful in my opinion. And obviously this is a visual concept trailer, so it's not representative of the final game. And this game is early enough in development that a lot of things could change down the line. But for now, I want to enjoy the ride of, having contributed to this visual concept trailer, and wanted to show you guys in case some of you might be interested in this. And after the trailer plays, I'll show you some places where you can go to find out more about this if you're interested. So here we go. Let's check this trailer out.
What have I done wrong?
When the unknown yellow flowers bloom, the season of her death returns. I could not realize at first what was coming for me, what would happen to me. Their memories fade, pain lingers. Necks severed. Bodies ripped apart. This nightmare will haunt me for eternity. Heartless beings like yourselves could never know my agony. My torment when she mourned before my eyes. Body torn into pieces. So do not weep. Like the seasons, death will return.
So yeah, a pretty gnarly trailer. You can tell that the developers are not holding back when it comes to the mature themes and visuals of the game, which I personally really like. And this was really fun to voice for. I really wanted to bring out a sort of a quiet, calm berserker kind of vibe, if that makes sense. A lot of sort of internalized hatred and anger that does kind of burst every once in a while, but it's also kind of very melancholic as well. And I worked with the folks who were there during the session, the folks from Krafton over at Korea who directed me on the performance, and I'm really grateful to them for having me on to take on the voice performance in this visual concept trailer. I think it turned out really cool, and again, it's just surreal to hear my own performance coming out of a trailer like this. There's also a Korean version of the trailer, by the way, and when I got the audition, I actually had the Korean vocal reference, so they had already recorded the Korean actor, so I could listen to that and kind of get the general vibe, and then kind of do my own thing a little bit here and there and add some nuances, but generally, I try to stay true to the Korean reference while, adding what I can bring to the table as a unique actor of my own. And this is the trailer, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not just as a voice actor that I'm thrilled for this. As just a gaming enthusiast, this trailer really struck a chord in me. I remember watching it for the first time during the session when I recorded for the trailer, seeing the footage. I had the visuals so I could perform alongside it. And I was genuinely struck by how fascinating everything looked. I mean, the visual fidelity, this is running on Unreal Engine 5, and I believe it is in-engine. It's an in-engine cinematic, but it doesn't look pre-rendered. It does look like it's running, in-engine. But mainly I was struck by the aesthetic, by the vibe that the trailer gave off. It's just, it's dark fantasy, but definitely a different flavor of it, with Korean influences seeped in there. And so, I don't know, this is something that I'm genuinely actually looking forward to. And if you want to find out more, there are two articles that I'd recommend checking out. There's this PC Games N article whose headline reads, PUBG Studio is reportedly making a fantasy game that sounds like a Korean Witcher-like. There are some basic details here about how Krafton's got a dark fantasy game in the works inspired by a hugely popular novel series. And then there's the second article from The Verge titled, The company behind PUBG is trying to create the next big fantasy epic. Krafton's Project Windless is still in its earliest stages. This was back in 2021, August 2021. And here The Verge speaks with Krafton itself. And in this article, Krafton does acknowledge the parallel with The Witcher of how it began as a novel series that was mainly popular in its home country before it blew up once high-quality games started to come out for it, and how, in that sense, The Witcher is a good role model for us. It's done wonders for The Witcher, and I hope that Project Windless here, this adaptation of The Bird that drinks tears, can pull it off as well. And then finally, if you want to kind of delve deeper into what this game is and, the synopsis of the original novel, there is this website right here, unannouncedproject.krafton.com. The game doesn't even have a title right now. It's just Unannounced Project for now. That's how early in development it is. It does have a code name, Project Windless, but no official title yet. But this is kind of the website that I went to. This was up before I got sent the audition, and it describes the game, what its goal is, the next AAA fantasy universe. This ambitious project will bring the beloved book to life, showcasing its rich world, complex characters, strange creatures, and breathtaking locations. You got a synopsis of the original novel here, describing its unique elements that make it well-suited for it to become a dark fantasy AAA video game, describing some of the races that'll be featured here. And then going to this inspiration tab, you'll find a bunch of concept art from Ian McCaig, who is considered to be a world-renowned, legendary concept artist who worked on major franchises like Star Wars, Harry Potter, The Avengers, and he talks here about how he was working on a bunch of personal projects, and for something to pull him away from that, it had to be something really special. And he says right here, turns out this project was really special, so it really got his attention. So yeah, seeing all of this, doing research as to what this, the bird that drinks tears novel is. I am Korean, but I wasn't raised in Korea, so it was unfamiliar territory for me before this audition. And then after the audition, I kind of really wanted to look into it and became more and more fascinated by it. After looking into all that, I really, this was an audition that I took very seriously and really gave it my all. And it's just really cool that I got to, land the role for the visual concept trailer. And then scrolling down here, there's a bunch of concept art for some of the potential types of environments we might see in the final game, alongside concept art of some of the races. And if you want even more, you can click on this link right here, and you can scroll down and take a sneak peek at, look at this. What is going on here? There's just a lot of cool visual design and art direction elements that genuinely pique my interest, that genuinely, are really enticing to me. And I genuinely cannot wait to see more of this. Getting to see the gameplay trailer years and years down the line when the game gets to a point where they can show that off, and seeing how all of this will be realized on Unreal Engine 5. It does look like Krafton is putting a lot of their weight behind this. It looks like they're investing a lot in this. It does look like a lot is riding on this. And I really honestly don't know much else beyond, the lines that I voiced for the character and the information out here that's already public. But I don't know, that kind of makes it all the more exciting to anticipate this game. I really hope they knock this one out of the park, because there's all the potential for this to potentially be the next big, fantasy, dark fantasy epic. But I suppose only time will tell. But to the Krafton team, again, thank you for having me on board for the visual concept trailer. And to folks who have already expressed their kind words surrounding my role in the visual concept trailer, I made this announcement first on Twitter, and I was overwhelmed by the positivity and the people just like cheering me on. So, I know I keep saying this, but that stuff really does mean more than you know. And, you guys have really had my back throughout all these years, and I'm able to work on such cool things, and it's, so thrilling and wholesome, and, it's just, I feel really, really fortunate. But anyway, enough sappy stuff. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. And for more gaming news, reviews, and discussions, and the occasional, voiceover career update, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.